we doing? Let's see, have we zoomed in enough? I think so. That's pretty good. Whoop, whoop. So, the stream catch up for a sec. Here we go. That looks about right. So tonight's Paintalong, we are painting, I wrote it down, Saxon duguth, which they're warriors. So these are for Saga Age of Invasion. From Griffin Beast, but we knew that already. What else I've got to say? I think they're 15 quid, I think. Oh, code number AAS03. There we go. So, what I've done so far, then our usual Xenophor undercoat, then the pumice on the base, and whilst I was at it this afternoon, I just dropped brown on there, and I've done the back of the shields as well. So I thought we've got 8. I thought, well, I'll give myself a bit of a head start. So, well, more waffling. Let's get it on. We're going to start with Moonstone Skin. I like these early Saxons, rather cool. Let's get some medium up the medium pot. There we go. And we're away, so get some matte medium on there. Just helps that paint flow nicely. Seems to be a lot of buffering going on my computer, so hopefully that's not on the... That's just my computer being silly and not the feed. Okay. Pretty easy. They've got open hands. I mean, that's one of the drawbacks of some of the miniatures that have open hands, is they are sculpted a bit big. But they are game bin pieces. But I like the miniatures there, for, especially Saxons, and they've got the bucklers and they look meaty from bash. Like they are actually gonna go and do something. They're not just gonna bottle it. They do look like they're up for a fight, which is good. So just keep the front of the tip of the brush moving, not letting it scrub in there. Evening, Rich. How are you? Ah, Mr. Clonk, or can I call you Kubler? My friends call me Kubler. Oh dear, it sounds like the dog's having a wee dream there. Yeah. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, about these Saxons. Yeah, some of these, it's like this guy with the sword. I just love some of the poses on these guys. So you forgive the slight indiscretion of having slightly bigger hands, but the overall miniature works. Okay. I'm just gonna lay all this flesh base layer down. So good. So how's your guys' week been? Been busy, busy? I've been busy flinging the paint around as usual. Deciding kind of got a just have to have a painting day off tomorrow and paint something random. So I was just searching around earlier for something different to do. Yeah, dang life getting in the way of everything. Yes, I started painting some more old school stuff ready for the show next weekend. Letting eBay slack off for a week as well. Thinking of maybe doing a surprise. It won't be a surprise now. I've said it on that. A video tomorrow, or maybe 2. Do I sound better with your headphones not working, Rich? I was just saying, tomorrow I've got a kind of free painting day, so I can find something interesting to paint. Because I've got pretty much all the stock painted for next weekend. I don't need any more painted up for next weekend. So I can find something interesting. So I may go randomly live. I may just decide not to and just indulge my own paintiness. Yeah, so the flesh tone I'm using tonight, I've gone one tone darker. I've gone to Moonstone Skin. It's a bit more like Bugman's Flesh, GW. So it's that sort of more fleshy flesh. I thought. Just remember the other Saxons I've got painted. I just remembered using Bugman's, so I thought I'd go one step down, so these can match in. So I can decide whether I want another Point of Warriors. I think, to be honest, the Saxons I got enough of. Anywho, and yes, my hat is devices both days. Shall I wear a hat? Shall I wear my pirate hat? I could do, couldn't I? And then everyone knows it's Pirate Rich, I suppose. I'm not sure if my one of my sons is helping on one of the days, or maybe both. I don't know. It depends how many burgers and beers I buy him, I suppose. Yes, I'm picking up my racks and Griffin Beast goodies on Monday. I think Monday. Yeah, Monday. Let's see what stock I can squeeze in. So I've only got a small stand. that'll be fun. I'll definitely have some rule books and some various stuff. Hopefully have the all the Ragnarok stuff, or at least some of it. As if they've not sold all the Wozies out yet, because they had quite a few pre-orders on them. I know Lord S was deep into helping out the casting crew. So, that's how I'm starting to refer to Griffin Beast more in more nautical terms now. There will be a pirates takeover one day. Right, so that's the ordinary flesh tone down. So let's get some nice colours going. Let's get like a nice phalanx blue, greenish blue. It's just a little bit more shaking. There we go. Oh, pardon me. Just going to hold that down a bit. Nice matte medium. Lay that down. When I'm doing the colours on these Saxons, I always tend to have in my mind very cartoony sort of colours of Asterix, Asterix and Obelix. Do you know what I mean? All the stripes and all those ghouls. No. That gives lovely coverage, that blue. The paints really do flow on nice. So we're filling that with the medium as well, so it doesn't really affect the coverage that much. Especially with a little bit more on a black base. Yeah, I think it's more of a idea for a spear for this one, but I thought it would be fun when the buckle is there. You give it a nice dynamic pose. So what did I paint this afternoon? What's I think I was asking myself a question there and not thinking about the answer. I'm losing it big style. This one's got like 3 layers of stuff on. So I'll give him some blue trousers. Yeah, so next week I'll be heading down to set up the stall, so I won't be able to do next Friday. Saturday might be a bit of a, oh god, I've got to do the show. I'll try and do a live stream on Thursday night. And then if there's any chance of me having any slack time over the weekend, I'll try and do it live from the show. Or I can send my son around with my camera. Or something like that. Just have a look about. We'll sort something out, I'm sure. Yes. So hopefully it will go swingingly well. I like this phalanx blue for a light blue. It's got a really good coverage, and it does go very well with the blue tone wash as well. Which is nice. So we'll be doing some washes on these in a minute. Just keep that brush moving. Thinking about talking about brush pressure. We've never talked about that before. Now there's a temptation when painting a miniature to make really firm contact with the miniature. I meant to talk about this the other week. I was going to do a little video, but it was going to be a little bit short, so I thought I'd just mention it a few times. So I was looking at how paint reacted. I was watching some what was my son painting, and he's just started, and one important thing I think no one seems to mention is brush pressure. It's not something that really gets spoken about much, I don't think. I might be wrong. But anyhow, here it goes. So, I was thinking, what's the best way to explain this? So, what you want is the paint to flow from your brush onto the miniature where you're touching the point down. Okay, let's go close up. So I'm loading my brush with paint and I squidge it down like this. Look what's happened to the brush, look what's happened to the paint. You get a big blob of it. So we don't want that, we want just that nice contact. So what we need to do is a bit like when we do the eyeballs. I noticed that quite often it feels like I'm pulling back on the brush when I'm touching it down. That makes sense? Probably doesn't. I'll keep going with this. Just bear with me. What's a good way to explain it? Magnets. Here we go. Here's a real piratey expression. So, you know when you've got two magnets and you go to push them together and the poles are a long way around, so they're pushing apart. That's how you want your brush to be. So you want to be touching down, but you want the weight of the brush going away. So when you touch with the lightest of touch. Reason being is the paint's going to flow onto the miniature. You'll be able to do thinner lines and better detail. And I think that's a big part of what I try and achieve when I'm painting is trying to achieve that sort of just touching. I know that sounds crazy, but give it a go next time you got a brush in your hand. So we're going to go for Angel Green next. Am I going to green in this palette? No, let's do another blue. Let's start with a darker blue. So that was phalanx, so we're going to go for Imperial Navy. And I'll see if I can demonstrate a bit this brush so you don't think I'm all gone mad. Do you always, sometimes you press the paint on and you almost, it's like you're wiping the paint around it. It might show up better. That's why I've chosen this blue. See if I can get it to do it. That's too good a coverage. Well, watch some of the video, and if you look at my fingers resting there, and I'm almost painting backwards. I was watching somebody else paint and watching them painting backwards. I wondered why, because you're pulling away from the surface. I know I'm making a big deal about this, but I think it's quite important that you have a go and see how different the paint actually might not make it might not make any initial difference, but you'll come across some detail you're painting, or even when you're layering and you're trying to hit your highlights, and all of a sudden you'll have a eureka moment. And I think as well it allows you to go quicker. Sure. Well, I hope that kind of weird rant A didn't scare you and B kind of made sense. What I'm trying to say to you gents and ladies is work on your touch. You need a lighter touch. The lighter touch you can do, the cooler results I think you'll get. That's all that needs to be said, really. I waffled around for too long. I suppose this is what these videos are about, is me waffling about stuff that's coming into my head, trying to offer nuggets of wisdom. Although that didn't sound like a nugget of wisdom, it sounded like a... Did it kind of make sense, or it'll make more sense when you've got a brush in your hand and you're trying it? There's a big difference if you're letting the brush go on like this and it flicks, the bristles flick about and the paint just blobs on, where you got a lot more control if you go lighter, especially, let's say, especially when you're trying to... It's just something to play around with, really. Certainly some colours, if you press down, you kind of can take more of the paint off, so you get that streaky look. You have to take it from here. That brush is only just touching that miniature. Let's go close up so you can... I'm trying to watch the camera at the same time. It's quite tricky. Let's do the other leg. Blob it on. You ready? That was quite a big area, but you saw how much paint splurged on there. If that would have been somewhere... That's probably a bad example where I was doing a base layer, but if that was me trying to put a highlight on, I've just gone into all the grooves, everything. Ruined everything. Is that one blue? So just give me some sleeves or something. Now I think we'll just have the 2 bits of blue. This is what you want to do, is just go through and get some different colours on there. Okay, I'm going to go straight to dragon red. Let's have a swig of coffee. Oh, it's a chug of coffee now because it's gone to that temperature. Sorry if that got a bit slurpy on the mic there, guys. Taking a caffeine hit while we can. Okay, where we're dragon red. Bit of medium in there. So that's light touch. So I've caused a bubble straight away by banging it down hard. Then I've got to go and pop the little bubbles, make sure. And the trouble is the amount of paint I've put down there as well. Compared to there, I don't think you can see it on camera. It's going to be the difference between overloading your detail with paint and getting a nice thin layer. That's, I think, the biggest boon. Anyway, I'll change the subject now because I must be bored of that one. So we're going to lay down some base colours. bit back to our roots of the channel, where we're going to try and get these 8 done as quickly as we can to a decent standard. So we're going to let the tones do the heavy lifting for us today. Let's say if you watch those early videos we did, we were trying to get them to a decent tabletop standard, but still allow them to be worked on afterwards, if you know what I mean. And that way you can paint them, start playing. Even if you lacquer them, you can always come back at a later date, add a little bit more. But again, you don't want to try and paint every miniature like it's a warlord and your best work, because you burn yourselves out. It's about time I got the crap together and did a top 10 tips video like every other guy does, isn't it? Top 10 tips. 10 things I wish I knew when I was a beginner. That sort of video. They're always quite good, aren't they? Surprisingly, not very often have I seen them and they're the same. People do tend to pick different. There's certain ones that are going to be standard things, but don't do this if you're painting. Do this. Perhaps it's not me. Too much paint on that brush. There we go. That's the other thing. If your brush is overloaded and you're only just touching down, it doesn't splurge everywhere, so you've got a bit more control over your paint. I was going to change the subject there, wasn't I? And that suddenly popped into my head like when I saw how much paint was on my brush. That's quite a loaded brush, that. But as long as you're in control of the brush. We're all good. There we go. I'm riding with a lot of paint in that brush, but I've got some wide open spaces to paint. Touching down lightly, moving the brush quick, getting job done. There we go. So these look a bit bright at the moment, all these colours, because obviously we're just banging them. We haven't washed them. They've not been lacquered. I'll get some brown should we use? Let's just break off there a sec and grab. Let's sort the flesh out next. We're going to go for Crusader Skin Speed Paint 2. So this is going to be instead of our wash. Swap to a naffed up brush. I'm just going to get this speed paint in there. Probably could have glued the bucklers on, in fairness, because they wouldn't get in the way, but hey. It would take us a minute to glue on one afterwards. I can't believe on eBay how many of these old TSR and Grenadier miniatures are going off to the States. So I just think we'd D&D'd with them over in the 80s and 90s, and then all these years later, getting a nice fresh paint job and joining the game in the States. I think that's pretty cool. Oh, sorry guys. Yeah, I'm not quite worked out the autofocus on this camera yet, so my apologies if it jumps around again. I thought I'd sort it out, but then yeah, then I put it on here and it seems to have got all different settings. At least I remembered to turn the screen the right way around this week. So it's progress after last week's fiasco at the start. So just letting this Crusader Skin Speed Paint 2 do a nice work for the flesh tone. Yeah, I expect next weekend I'll get to the show and they've watched one of my videos, and I'll probably have to set my stall up in a broom cupboard. Yeah, so we've got a special cupboard for you. Yeah, so if you do watch this video and you are in Devizes next weekend, please, please, please do come and say hello. It'd be cool. There we go, so that's the flesh tone on it. see. What colour should we do now? Oh, let's do got some blue good on there. I'm not sure about green. I like to see a green tunic. I'm not sure. Let's put a brown. Safe with brown. Oh dear, what's that? I think that's a pterodactyl. And that's, yeah. It's not an uncommon bird around here. Where was I? Okay. Let's use leather brown, and then we'll use the skin tone for the leather, if that makes sense. Swap back to the decent brush. See, I missed. There's a little bit of trouser leg there. It's another reason to have a wet palette. It could have been a seagull. When they shit all over my car, I swear they're pterodactyls. They can dump, can't they? Yeah. Right. Okay. I've totally lost my thread. That's thank you, pterodactyls. Help anybody? Quick, Rich, tell a joke. Oh dear. Yeah. I remember when we were kids, my dad would always, we lived near this riverbank, and he'd tell when the blackberries were ripe. Yep, time to go blackberrying. I know. I'll show you the miniatures. I was almost late starting this thing because I was doing some lacquer on the next two old school miniatures I painted. So I can show you those. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Oh, good one, Rich. You just Googled that, didn't you? Or did you ask Alexa? Alexa, tell me a pterodactyl joke. is it true you wrote all the jokes for Alexa? Or is that something I just made up? That's all right, Rich. You've got us out the sticky wicket. See, this overshirt thing, I'm never sure if to paint them like a leather. So I always go for like a neutrally brown colour, and then you can decide it's a brown shirt or a leather thing, depending on whether you want them to look armoured or not. Do you know what I mean? The dog just did a really, I don't know if you heard that on camera, he did a really deep, slow snore. All good fun. So leave those. We'll just do his clues in that colour. Yeah, that's what I think. You'd get the occasional one that was a leather or a sheepskin or whatever, wouldn't you? I think especially for the saga miniatures, it's definitely a historical fantasy game, isn't it? So I've had this discussion before, and you've got to make the Saxons look different from the Vikings. You've got to make the Vikings look different from the Welsh, and at the end of the day, how different really would they look? Not, especially on a mass battlefield. I know this is a skirmish, but I think people get very hung up on detail rather than feel, which is another thing we're talking about. I talk a lot of rubbish to a lot of people. We were talking about where I've been painting all these old school miniatures. Yeah, yeah, it's sort of pre Viking studded leather biker look. This is what I was going to say. Right, so, oh, where did he go? Excuse me, let's grab the miniature I painted yesterday. Where's he gone? This is for the show on Saturday, so you've got to buy this one at the show. Okay, this is an old 92 TSR Alpaca. Okay, so detail might not be as sharp as the plastic and the sculpting, etc. But look what's going on in this miniature. There's a story being told here. Let me zoom in on the base. So we've got some gold coins there. Oh, look, what's this behind his boot? I don't know if you can make that out. There's a little dice with the 5 on top. So this guy has been caught, obviously cheating at dice. Yeah. Now, I can't argue that a modern GW figure is going to look cooler and have oh, good evening, good afternoon, good evening. Dream big, build small. Nice. Yeah, just saying that these older miniatures may not have the modern clean lines, etc., etc. But there's a lot going on this miniature. As like I say, he's been caught cheating at dice, isn't he? And he's gonna chuck a dagger in somebody's back and do a runner. So yeah, that's why I've been enjoying doing these. This was the ones I've just finished. Thought I've painted him grey and black so many times, so I thought I'd do a red one. And another Julie Guthrie one. So these are the stuff I'm gonna have on my stall on Saturday. All these old miniatures. I want to put them, like I said, I want to put them back in the hands of people that are going to game with them. Hopefully. That's the idea. I've got them on eBay as well, so they are hopefully going to the people that appreciate them and want to. Yeah, to be honest, I half agree with that. Julie Guthrie is an amazing sculptress. Yeah, you're absolutely right. DBBS, you're absolutely right. I just love having miniatures that tell us. They all do tell us. They do talk to us as we're painting them. We're not just all bonkers. Well, it helps. Oh, sorry. This colour is. We're going for Brigadine Brown, which is a blacky brown. It's sort of like German. Is it German camo black? Brown. You know the one from Vallejo. It's like that one. Just a bit of medium in there. Flows on a treat. I get with a plastic kit, you can get them into lots of different poses, blah, 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 blah. But we've been spoilt by sculptors like Julie Guthrie that are telling us a story because they've already been there, they've already decided. We just got to try and find the story they're telling us, which is cool. Ah, excellent. Have you got a channel? Can we find your channel? Give it a shot. Feel free to type it up, and I'll give you a shout out and whatever so it comes up on video because not everyone sees the comments. I love going. I tried to get to the. There's a. So Dream Big, Build Small. Is that? All right. So it's at Dream Big, Build Small. Where are we on? Are we on YouTube? Are we on Facebook? Plug away, mate. This is the area to plug. We're all interested in. It's all about checking each other's stuff out, having a chat. This is what this is about. Everyone's really friendly in the chat room. Got to watch out for Rich M. He's a bit of a wild card. You're everywhere. Oh, cool. I shall look for you when I come off this end. Dream big, build small. Rich helps me out when I start talking absolute garbage and I've got no facts to back me up. What does this mean, Rich? And away he goes. Dream big, build small. So, guys, if you're watching this back tomorrow, go check out Dream big, build small. And he's everywhere. Drop by, give him a subscribe, and enjoy. Not sure he's on there tonight. There's kits with Karen. Karen usually drops by. I don't know if she's in the room yet. She does. So it's mostly World War II kits. There's Grandad's Art Space. He's pretty cool. Pretty cool guy. Videos are. It's been a bit busy to do them recently, but some older ones on there. Garage Goblins. So like a big shout out. Well, I'm sorry if I've forgotten anyone. But if you're not here to type it up in the comments yourself, it's your fault, not mine. So I'm gonna. I've decided I'm gonna put some green. I think usually. Oh no, I'm not the brightness on my lamp now. Okay. Right, so there's, what did I say? Kits with Karen. Is it kits with Karen? Yeah, kits with Karen. There's also Garage Goblins. Grandad's Art Space. These are all some small channels just like this one. Who have I missed? I must have missed someone. Oh, sorry, I've forgotten to say which paint I was using there. So this next one was Angel Green. And you can find my stuff obviously on here because you found me. But we're on Twitter, X, Twitter and X, X, Facebook. Here. Also, we're on the Griffin Beast site. If you scroll down right to the bottom, we're lurking around on the homepage. Yeah. Well, welcome aboard, shipmate. They're a friendly bunch of cutthroats. I look forward to having a look at your stuff, buddy. I love. I don't get there every year, but I try and get to the. Is it IBMS? I can't remember what the code is, but it's like a model show, isn't there, in Bristol? I think it's on soon. Some of the work is absolutely stunning. So you go into the competition room, and the lighting's so good. And I remember there was last time when there was just a model of a helicopter, and it looked so real that I thought that's going to take off in a minute. You know what I mean? You've ever seen a model like that? You're thinking that's going to take off sometimes. And some of the stuff we see on online now as well, when you do the explosions underwater, and oh my god, when I like messing around with stuff, but yeah, I'm not really. My stuff is more painting for gaming, I suppose. So I've not got the, especially on this live channel. I'm kind of the idea behind it is to show people how I kind of almost commission paint or speed paint to get stuff on the table. So it's a bit as a show a good decent workflow just to get stuff done. Get stuff done, get it on the table so you can get a good game in. Yeah, I think I think there was a lot of that went on really. I mean, I didn't paint for years and years and years and years, believe it or not. And then my youngest son decided he wanted to get some. We were just playing D&D, and he decided he wanted to get into some 40k stuff. I said, "Dad, you can paint, can't you?" And I said, "Yep." So that was about 10 years ago, I suppose. I come back to painting. And a friend of mine said, "Have you played Saga?" And I hadn't played Saga, so I played Saga after painting. What was the first warbands I painted? I think it was the Irish and the Anglo-Dane. Well, thank you very much. So, yeah. I've got some old paint jobs hanging around at the back of the desk here. I'll grab some up in it. This is stuff I was painting in the 90s. I've recently acquired some of my old collection that somebody bought off me, and these were hanging around in boxes, and it seems a shame to strip them. So yeah, they're just sort of hanging about at the back of the desk, being all old and dusty, which is cool. Yes, they're all the mostly what you can see there are the New Army Painter Fanatic range, which is what I'm using onto the wet palette to paint these guys. I did have all the... I did swap to Army Painter anyway on the... I found... I did have lots of different paints. I had some Vallejo and G-Dub and, you know, the general mix that everyone has. And I found that I was struggling to... When people say, oh, can you do us another batch of those Germans or a batch of those elves? And I couldn't remember which paints I used, and I'm a bugger for not writing stuff down. So I decided to swap to the old Army Painter range a few years back. And I was kind of like everyone else, oh my god, these are awful. And then I discovered an electric shaker and the matte medium. And ever since then, I thought, this is great. So I just needed that consistency in colour, so I could just grab what I needed. And it speeds it all up. And then they brought these bad boys out. Yeah, they took the first... As I said, the first ones were good paints once you got them working right. You had to unload. They had like too much medium in them, so you had to take a bit of medium out and then put bearings in them and shake them up, and with an electric shaker. I used to say, shake the bejesus out of them. And then once they did that, with this matte medium I use, it was perfect. That was going to be the surprise tomorrow, Rich. I've got it set up to make the video. So as long as nothing happens and whatever to stop me, tomorrow is the day, my friend. Just to let you in on that, dream big. I call you DB. That's pretty cool. There's a matte medium I use, and I've been promising Rich for since the channel started that I'll do a video. I'll do a video on how to mix it up and what it's good for. And I keep promising pretty much every week, in fairness. And I got a gap in my painting schedule tomorrow, so I thought, yoo-hoo, I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, so this little job here, that's the matte medium that I make up from. Oh, cool. I'm glad you subbed, then I can find... I don't have to remember that. I can just check that out later. It's cool. Well, hopefully I can do a couple of vids tomorrow. If the dog's not snoring through them all. Yeah, so... yeah, that's cool. It's always nice to have new shipmates on board. Let's see how we're doing. So next we want a... we're going to start doing the white. I'm going to do some whites. So we want to start with something like Worn Stone, Pale Olive Grey. These new paints are very good. The consistency is more like the more modern paints. Oh, what was it? AK Gen 2s and stuff like that. Okay. There's a couple of things that are really good in there. First of all, they come preloaded with the ball bearings, which is a big help. The consistency is better. The coverage is better. They water down with this medium really, really well. The medium I make is practically the same as the one they sell, but watch the video when I make it, hopefully tomorrow. the master stroke on these though, and it doesn't seem to be a lot, but it's brilliant, is this description they put on it. So they've done the double triad, as you know, so there's 6 in each colour. Oh, let's focus on my finger, that's good. So these are all dark to light, if you see my racks. I would move the camera, but it's a pain in the butt to get back. So you can pick your triad anywhere you want to start. The second thing is, and this is the master stroke, they've put a colour description on them. So when you're trying to think, oh my god, I need a light olive colour, yeah, you don't have to look for a goblin's bogey snot green, yeah, and stuff like, I've found the flesh paint, so mocha skin, you'd never think about using it for anything else. It's a greyish brown, and it doesn't seem a lot, but that makes a heck of a difference. I'll shut up and paint some more now. So we're gonna use worn stone for the base colour of our kind of white linens, I suppose. And put a bit of medium in it, just to let it flow. I'm using a wet palette. I think it's slightly off camera tonight. But if you watch this worn stone, which is like that's thinned down, you know, it will go straight over black, this paint, even the yellows. So I advise getting at least the start set and have a go. I think my waffling is, it's really difficult on the channels, isn't it? Because it's different if you're doing just a straight video, but it's like you have to check up to see if anyone's commented and or responded to what I'm saying. Yes, I thin this through, so it's runs on. Don't mind it not having perfect coverage because we're going to run some wash over it. But you'll find if you thin them with the matte medium, the coverage kind of gets better. It's really weird. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yes, it's soft. I'm trying to work out how to do a giveaway thing. I've been watching. I'll have to ask Karen, because Karen does giveaway all the time, and I know the Beastie Boys want to get involved with a giveaway. So I'm just looking for. Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's very cool, really, as you say. So yeah, I was saying earlier in the video, next week's one will probably be on Thursday. Friday night will be moving to Thursday night, I think. So I've got to do the show set up on Friday night. So I should be up there. Getting all those juicy Griffin Beast racks set up. I think I'm having two racks, I think. So maybe be asking, have I got any more stuff? Because I haven't. It'll be what I've got. Then saying that if somebody gets in touch with me from before Monday and's coming, I'll be able to certainly take it with me. Because I'm going up to Griffin Beast on Monday. I'm thinking about picking up. I was thinking about this earlier. I fancy picking up a starter set for Jugular, the Gladiator game, because I found one of the Jugular miniatures that they gave me ages ago, and I painted that up, and it was so much fun. It's usually Friday, 7:30. So I don't know if you're UK or. So yeah, that's GMT. Pirate Island time. That's the our friends at Beast Towers would say. So tomorrow I'll do. Hopefully do the video first, and maybe go live as well. So, but if you hit the if you've subscribed and if you hit the notification bell, it kind of tells you when I'm doing it. If you haven't already. Oh right, cool. Yes, it's States is different to Pirate Island time. Yeah, so I've just sent a load of minis off to the States from the eBay page. Seems to be quite don't know if the conversion rate is favourable at the moment. I don't know. I know at one point, a few years ago, when I was selling a lot of games, painted Games Workshop stuff, it was flying out to the States because it was so expensive to buy. I think I was selling it cheaper painted than you could buy it unpainted. It's crazy. Yeah, I sent a lot of GW stuff to the States and Australia. Believe it or not, a lot of. Every time I seem to paint an Orc Dreadnought and stick it up on eBay, it goes to Australia. I don't know. I'm trying to cast aspersions on our Australian brothers, but yeah, I can see. Yeah, if you check out on eBay, where 99p guy, I think it's on my Facebook page or something as well, written on there. And there's a bit of GW stuff on there at the moment. They have to tell us that the prices are different, what they're like. There's some cool Death Guard on there. My son's not spotted him yet, he likes Death Guard. Okay, where was I? Right, so what we do now is we're going to do the metal. We grab our gunmetal into the ordinary palette. Get a rubbish brush because it will kill. What orcs have got in there? Oh no, I think I've actually just sold the orcs to the States. Whereabouts did they go? The saga stuff went to California. Oh, I can't remember. Wow, it might be in LA. Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? I think it's just a shame that you can't have a chat room in on YouTube. That'd be great, just to have people talking. I suppose it opens them up for people abusing people, I suppose. But as long as the person that's running the channel was running it's like the old-fashioned chat rooms when it first started. Although it was a bit Wild West then, wasn't it, really? Sorry, I've just changed my camera and I keep getting a weird autofocus, sorry. So sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, I'm not brilliant on the interweb. So some, oh, okay. Yeah. So just dropping down this gunmetal. Just put a little bit of medium into the brush to help it flow. Oh, that's a cloth hat. Most of these will be a minimal amount of I'll be dropping some. Oh, okay. StreamYard. Sounds like you might need to know what you're doing. Which is me. We seem to get a lot of people watch back as well, you know what I mean? But I don't think you always see the chat pop up. Which is why I read a lot of it out, so people know what I'm waffling about. big shout out to Jean-Luc as well. He's still hospital, still poorly. So hopefully, yeah. So big shout out to Jean-Luc if you get to see this. I don't know if you'll see it live or somebody might share him on a playback. I'll get well soon, buddy. Must be slightly bent out. Let's bend him slightly back. There we go. Whoop. So yeah, just laying this down so we can put a wash on it in a minute. I'm just using the crappy brush for this because obviously metallic paint just destroys your brush. And sometimes you've got no choice if you've got to paint some nice little details, but if you can, try and use one of your mostly dead brushes. Luckily these miniatures have got nice big open spaces to paint in, so we get away with murder with these. Yeah, I didn't see the description. These are the early Saxon duguth or warriors for Age of Invasion Saga. My friends at Griffin Beast. They've supported the channel from the start, which is brilliant. So, very cool, guys. That's why they set it up and wanted to support it, because they wanted me to try and help people demolish their piles of shame and get one table. That's a good question. This brushes part. I used to love Winsor and Newton sevens, but I kept getting bad ones, and I'm not sure whether it was I'd got a couple of fake ones online, or I don't know, but I had brilliant ones in there with some pants ones. The amount of commission work I was doing, it got a bit expensive as well, so I swapped to Army Painter, because the Army Painter brushes aren't the world's best ones. Their Kolinsky Masterclass ones are good. They last really well. The white ones last pretty well for the money you pay for them, but I bolster them out by buying really cheap ones from Amazon. These are, whatever that says, these are like 60p. So yeah, I think that says it all really. Karen will moan at me because I think she used Rosemary and Co, which are very good brushes. I can appreciate a good brush. Yeah, I really like the Saxon. Yeah. Yeah, I think brushes wise, it's just I was getting through so many brushes that I couldn't justify buying really expensive brushes. Because I was just killing them just as quick. I mean, you can't put, obviously you need these cheap brushes to do your washes and your metallics and stuff. So you can save a decent brush quite a bit. I think those army paint, the white ones, I don't, see I'm not keen on, Soapy is a lovely chap who sculpted these miniatures. Funny enough, he sculpted a lot of the Griffin Beast stuff. I think some of his nicest work is the Woodbine design ones on. If you go to the Griffin Beast page and have a look at some of the Woodbine design ones, I love the A Very British Civil War ones. You got the, it looks like Doctor Who stuff, doesn't it? From John Pertwee era. So now we're just going to match up the tones to the colours. So blue to blue, red to red. These are metal. They do metal and they also do plastic ones. I think most of the ones on my videos are the metal ones. I think the plastics have really good value as well, though. I mean, it's not overly dear, these metal ones, really. They're quite reasonable for metal miniatures. These £15. So yeah. So you're about light blue, loving this blue tone. So we'll just remember these are our tabletop ones. We're not looking to get these to a high standard. We just want them to look neat enough. We've spent 1 hour 39 minutes so far. You mean traitorous colonial units? Oh yeah, it was Happy Treason Day the other day, wasn't it? I'm not going to go there because I don't feel like that. I've got no idea what the conversion rate is. Rich. Rich will Google it for me. I did wonder actually because I found a box of minis that was given to me the other day, and it says they're $50. I do love your stripy flag. I think it's really cool. 15 quid is about nine. Was that 19.50? $19, is it? You confused us by using the pound sign both times there. So that's the blue. Let's get the red. Red wash next. Red tone. And you crack on, mate. You crack on, shit, mate. 15 quid is about £19.50. Well, it wouldn't surprise me. Right, so I'll give a red tone now. Let's grab the red ones. Yes, that's just one coat of that dragon red at the moment. So we're just gonna. I mean, we could have used their speed paint really, but I think this does a little tiny bit more work. I think you get a better. Yeah, if you look through the videos when these first come out, I did a video first look at them, and I put some onto a dry pad and just put them straight on out of the bottles, and it's surprising how, I mean, they were awful to use like that. They do need a little bit of a wet palette or a little bit of medium in them to help them run, because they are quite thick. But if you have a look, it's only a short video. If you have a look at that one, I painted them over black. Basically, I painted the yellow will go over black, the white will go over black. I wouldn't advise doing it. I always advise thinning down and using a couple of coats, like Duncan would say. 2 thin coats. Yeah, I think I was looking at their starter set. I mean, it depends if you're going to. It's the standard colours you get in most stuff, so that's pretty cool. Next, we're going to go green tone. So just dumping all these tones on there, because we're just getting these to tabletop standard as quick as possible. Well, not as quick as possible, as a nice mixture of time taken and the quality. Because I mean, we could have finished these by now if we would have just basically used speed paint here and there and what have you. But I won't sort of highlight these up like I usually do on the warlords and stuff. So it'd be, it's like this green is just going to get a wash. So we're cutting as many corners as we can here to get them onto the table. We still want them to look good. And that was the whole point of this channel, is to. I was talking to the Griffin Beast lads, and they were sort of saying, well, you can paint quick, Rich. You do videos, and I wasn't doing any at the time. I did some painting for them. They sort of said, can I do some videos, offer tips to their customers base? Trying to get them to paint the miniatures they got and use them, because they run a lot of tournaments and that. I've got some Reaper one. Yeah. Yes. I say the Army Painter 1 stuff, if you set them up right, they're really good paints. I mean, up until these come out, if you look back on my videos, I just exclusively use them. Apart from a couple of secret weapons. But it took me a while to suss them out, really. And the biggest problem, I think, was the medium in them needed so much shaking. Unless you had an electric shaker, you had no hope. Oh, sorry, I'll move my leg because it's slightly gone to sleep. Oh, that's the arm. There we go. Oh. Yeah, if you've got lots, the first thing you want to do is if they're a new one, is open them out before you shake them. Hold a tissue and just squirt some of the. There's like a packing medium in them, and if you leave that into the actual paint, it thins it again. So if you can gently squeeze it and get the, or if you let them settle for a long time and you get it, squeeze a bit of that medium out, drop a couple of bearings in there, shake the bejesus out of it, yeah, and they're much better, especially when you thin them with the medium. And I am going to make the medium video tomorrow. I will do it, Rich, I promise. Okay, so why's that medium's thing? We're going to go to carnelian skin, which is a very deep reddish brown, which is why I like this. It makes a great leather colour. If you want that reddy oxblood red kind of leather look. Yeah, I mean, I would still happily be using them. Yeah. I've got some of my old paints in one of the drawers under the desk. I've got the TSR paints. Some of them which are still usable. It's incredible. And I've also got some very old pots of Tamiya paints. I use for painting handles, basically, with blue tack on them. They're just perfect for that. So it makes an interesting colour for the. Oh, sorry, I was a bit off camera there, wasn't I? So what sort of diorama stuff? I can't wait to see your channel. What sort of? Is there any favourite style of diorama? There we go. Scale and gouache. Cool. I can't wait to have a look at your stuff. That'd be brilliant. And if you're jumped in halfway through this video tomorrow, don't forget to check out Dream Big, Build Small on many platforms. I shall be doing some painting and listening. Well, actually, I have my screen where I can see it as well. So. think there's about 1 million birds in the trees opposite our house. I don't know if you can hear them. I don't think it's the pterodactyl back, so we're alright. That'd be so cool. So I'll enjoy watching that. I can't remember what's the name of the guy. This is the new. I'm actually using my phone. It's the new Samsung Galaxy Ultra, whatever it is. I bought a very cool webcam, but found the phone seems to do better. But so I've just swapped over to this one. I had the model before. Yeah, I had the model before, and so I haven't got all the settings changed on this one yet. So I like them. So it's a bit weird on the autofocus. I usually leave the focus just there, but I haven't worked out how to. You kind of come onto YouTube and it kind of seems to do its own thing. So, hey. Yeah. Yeah, I say I bought a real decent one and I thought, oh yeah, it's cool. I can maybe do 2 cameras or do 2 cameras live and whatever. And I thought, yeah. Because I keep means to, I'm supposed to be doing some battle report ones, but Rich tell, yeah, I get hooked up in all sorts of shenanigans and always run out of time. But I thought that'd be cool because I could get a webcam over the top and then this blah blah blah. But we shall see what the future brings. Yeah, I've not put the settings right up on this yet. I've kind of left them at sort of standard. But I saw some of the options on the settings. I thought, bleeding heck. I noticed the difference on the stills I've been taking. If you check out my Facebook page or X, and even with their kind of, because they downsize them, don't they? They still look really clear. So we're getting used to them really. So we're weird, aren't we? We get a new phone and we want it to work just like the old phone, but we want it to be better. Yeah, I certainly will. Yeah, it's this is pretty out of the box settings at the moment I'm using. And the light box I use the Pro feature. I'm still Pro with manual focus. So this is another save time. We're using this brown to do a lot of the leathers, including the shoes. So they will end up all with the same shoes, but hey, they'll go to the same cobbler, the village cobbler. Cobbler Khan. Hey! Oh no. This one's got one. Yeah, it works really well, this brown. So it works. I've just done some Lord of the Rings miniatures with dark skin as well, so it does work as the base layer for that as well, really well. Again, great coverage. Medium makes all the difference in this one. Yeah, the camera is pretty. I presume it's the same camera on, but it's pretty. It's the first big jump I've seen in a while. I don't like to fiddle around with the photograph after it's taken. So when I do eBay photographs, they're kind of just straight out the light box, straight upload. I don't change the light settings or the color settings or anything to. Cause I know some people try and make them look like the miniature, so quite often somebody go, "Well, it looks much better in the flesh," and I kind of like that. I think it's a bit unfair if you enhance some of the settings. So we're just cheating a bit. We're doing all the leather work in this same brown. Uh, yeah, so it's pretty cool stuff. Time 2 hours really at. So quite a way into these guys. Not bad. There's 8 of them, so we're doing all right. Yeah, I like doing kind of a yellowy brown on those. I think it works at tabletop level, and it keeps a different brown going on. There's one called Wasteland Clay. Or any of those yellowy browns. Look good. Let's just do a leathery bit in there. Interesting for the eyeballs to pick up. Oh, paint the eyeballs, shall we? There you go. Yeah. One thing the new Fanatic Paints has got is a brilliant range of browns, and if you I think there's a video of me doing a Christian priest all in the brown robes and stuff, and it's brilliant fun to make a really basic palette with not many different colours and work it that way. It's brilliant fun, and it looks really cool when you're done as well. I'd say these are, we're trying to get these ready as quickly as we can at the moment to get tabletop ready. But we kind of leave them, the idea is to leave the paint job kind of at a point where you can carry on working at it if you want to, if you know what I mean. So we say, oh, that's done, but if you think we could then, it's like that blue tunic, we're going to call that done, even though it's only a wash over it. But if you wanted to spend more time on it, you could then start highlighting this up. But in the other videos where we're painting the warlords, we kind of do all that, working it all up with highlights. It's horses for courses. Yeah, cool. So we're crashing through these really. There's 8 of them. Taking no prisoners tonight. Yeah, there we go. There we have it. What? I don't want to do a blue hat. You look like a Smurf. let's keep this brown on there. Make it look like a leather cap. was thinking maybe do a white one so it looks like some sort of cloth, but I like this leathery look, so we can pretend it's a leather helm if you want, or just a leather hat. Either or, it kind of works. Okay, so next we're gonna do the black wash on the metal. It's a dark tone. Let's start this end. Yeah, see, when it focuses, it looks good, but it sort of focus jumps around a bit, so I'll have to find a decent setting. I'll let that black wash go with that brown as well, because it won't hurt it. Make sure it doesn't pull up too much, just a nice wick away. Yeah, I didn't have the heart to paint his hat blue. I missed his little leather pouch here. What I'm going to do is leggings leather. Just speed the process up a bit. The less colours you use, the tighter your palette, the quicker you're going to get through your workflow. It's that simple, really. We're not looking for crazy highlights or anything for these. That's what we've got the half guard for, and the warlord to show off. But again, I think the saga warbands are small enough if you really want to go to town on the whole warband is okay. I think it does make the warlord and half guard stand out if you give them a bit of a better paint job. Just dump some black across it. There we go. Take that out a bit. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I remember what else I was going to talk about. This is the I was just hitting the gunmetal with the dark tone. I'm not watering it out. Usually I water it out a bit, but I'm not tonight. I'm letting the full darkness of the dark tone take effect. Blue tack being tackiness. So that's all the dark tone done. So now we're going to do the spear hafts. Which we're going to use wasteland clay. I've noticed this, or the one lighter, one darker is good as well, which is desert yellow, which I think is what the old one I used to use was, but I think some of them were just changed up a tone, if you know what I mean. It does look bright yellow on camera. I will assure you that in real life it's not bright yellow. Plus we're going to put a wash on it as well, so I think there's a picture I put up on the website. I think I painted a load of arches. And somebody said, "Oh, they're all holding bananas." No. Again, this is another one of those colours that works really well with a bit of medium in it. I think they all do, in fairness. I've missed his shoe. No one told me. Too late to tell me now. Don't tell me now. That's where I get about 8 people typing. You forgot his shoe. I can block people, you know. Yeah, we're going for that nice. I wouldn't expect it any less. Go on then. Do you remember when we did our surveys? Worst surveys ever. Yeah, I didn't really get the hang of that survey thing, did I? And you guys didn't really help. Yeah, they weren't the most sensible of questions we asked, were they? See, this is where that light touch comes in. We've got just the right amount of medium in the paint. We're loading the brush. It wants to flow onto the thing, so we're giving it a light touch. There we go. Perfect. So I've got to pick up a... This is the last batch of minis for the videos as well. So I've got to pick up a new batch for those. So is there any one you guys want to see? If you let us know any ideas before Monday. Anything you're working on you want me to have a paint at, I can pick up from Gripping Beast on Monday. And we can do a paint along with the miniatures you got there. Okay, so let's look at what we got at the moment. So, hair colour. Now there's a question. I'll just bang the camera first to wobble vision for a moment. I was thinking of brown hair, really. Sort of bootstrap brown. Yeah, that does it. Like that, and then do some really dark brown, I think. I think it looks really nice when you've got lots of different browns working in one area and they're all different. They kind of, yeah, I think that's cool. Okay, I'll get some more. I had to paint. Somebody, a friend of mine's got a massive Moor army, and can you paint these? I've got to paint more Moors. Seemed for a couple of months all I was painting was Moors. More and more Moors. Not that it scarred me in any way. It's like the, is it Blackguard, wasn't it? They're quite fun to paint. Oh, Rich. That was a cheap shot. And that's why we love you, mate. Somebody had to say it, and that person was you. Right, let's go for obsidian skin, which is a brownish black, rather than the brigandine, which is a blackish brown. They are different. Don't ask me how. They just are. One's slightly darker than the other one. Come on, camera focus. There we go. Yeah, I've got to try and sort that out. It never used to do that. It's trying to be too clever for me. And too keen on that as a hair colour bit. So we'll just do this one like that. And we'll swap out for... oh, let's get a light brown, shall we? More of a tan colour. Quite tempted to use the Blondie Baron June. That's what, too blonde. Dirty browny blonde. Burnt turf, which is the next one up from the clay. I can't bring myself to do a blonde one. I'm going to stick with browns. Let's go for Ancient Tree. Yeah, that's a good colour. So as you can see, that's our pretty much our basic paint job is there now. Barring the shields, of course, bucklers. Which in these Saxons they're fairly straightforward. Into the odd fancy pants one. So obviously when I do the brown wash over the spears, we can hit this. Yeah, the browns are really, really good. And you've got there's about 4 lots of different browns. There's 4 lots of 6 brown. Yeah, have a look through. There's I'm sure it was a Christian priest. No, I did brown, and it was really nice. A luxury it was really to have the so many different ones to choose from. It's like I said, you can see where I'm painting brown, 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 and it just makes such a big difference to the miniature. You're painting all those earthy tones, and they're all just slightly different. Even after dumping the wash over them. Yeah, I was really quite pleased with that one. It's really fun to paint. I say it was really easy to just went down the brown triad, as it were. It sounds like I'm talking about something else. If somebody's coming into this video at this point, I've just got to stretch the old knee out. The knee's gone funny. Talk amongst yourselves while I get my knee back in working order. Okay, so eyeballs. Let's paint some eyeballs. That's always good, isn't it? You guys seem to like me painting eyeballs and doing fancy work. So I'm going for matte white. Some say you should never use matte white for eyeballs, but I say, hey, use whatever white you like. I'm going to use the Psycho brush. The Psycho. Let's see if we can get it to focus on the face. Yes. I'm going to have to do it on the arm of the chair here. Oh. It likes it there. A bit of medium. Load your brush. Oh, it's gone out of focus. There we go. One thing Soapy does is he paints, when he sculpts, he puts these little it's almost like he's jammed little discs in there but it makes it really easy to paint the eyes on these, but also it makes it really easy to paint them so they're really wide, so it looks like somebody's having a massive poop. So be careful. Just again, lightly touch down. For those that have not seen it before, lock your hand against the edge of, that's against the edge of my table, so that one can't move. And we're gonna rest our finger on that or the thing, and we're gonna just boop, boop. If you can make the boop sound while you do it as well, you tend to find the eyeballs come up better. Oh yeah. So load up with medium, so the little brush is wet. Make sure you're not overloaded. Get everything set. Boop. Boop. You can believe how hard it is to say boop at the same time as doing that. Try it. Bit of medium in the brush. Bit of white in there. Boop. Boop. I think it's because you're multitasking, your brain's trying to do two things when you should be really focusing on the one. Like, I focused on this guy's hair at the expense of not painting his mustache. Let's just wash this brush out. There's that colour. Yeah. It's very true. Boop. 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 Right, so that's all the whites done. Wait to the whites of their eyes, guys, because here come the black dots. Pirates know all about the black spot. So this is our watered down black Vallejo black in a GW pot. You can hear it smolder sometimes. They don't like each other. Okay, so matte medium, black paint on the side of the pot. There we go. Boop. And just match them in. There we go. So eyeball black dotting rules and regulations. don't try and go dead center. So there you go, look, I've gone, can you see on that one? I've just gone right of center. It makes it easier to match the second one. If you go for the center of the eyeball, yeah, and you slightly miss, and then you miss on the other one as well, you could make them cross-eyed, boss-eyed, blah, blah, blah. So aim off center on purpose, then match the second one to that one. So I quite often aim to the right because obviously their spear's in their left hand and they're generally looking over their shield. So we know where we're aiming for our second dot. I'm sorry I forgot to do the sound effect that time because I was talking. This time. Boop. Boop. There we go. Can I stop yet? Boop. If you can't quite get them right, you can, instead of dotting, you can paint a little line. That will work as well. I'll show you what that will look like. So I'm going to paint a little line. There we go. That's painting a line. So I find that easier than doing a little dot. Sometimes the dot, if you're getting too precise, you can have one eyeball looking up and one down, but if you're putting a little line, sometimes it works just as well. It does work just as well sometimes. A bit more medium, so that black paint will run nicely. Get the right amount. Boop. So that's the eyeballs done. Just cleaning the brush. Where's the little bit gone? Did I put that in? Ah, there it is. Always keep the fine point ones, keep the plastic thing on. That brush has been around for years. That, if you look, I've never changed it. All the videos, that's over 2 years old, that brush. There's another Kalinsky one. Do you remember the Kalinsky one? With all the paint wore off it? It's still going. And it's still got a reasonable point on it. That's over 2 years old as well. So yeah, I think the army paints, if you save them by using the cheaper brushes, I think they're pretty good value. Okay, so now I'm going to go for soft tone. Give it a good shake. As you see on the bottom, you got all the gubbins settled on the bottom. 2 hours 35. Wow. Okay. I want to start this end so we don't damage any eyeballs. Just make the brush wet. That wasn't to water it down, that was just to make sure the brush was wet. So I'm going to hit all the browns with this. That's around the mouth there. I'm also going to hit these white areas. Then I'm going to come back into those in a minute and take some off. I'm going to hit the spear. Okay, so that white area. Let's have a look how it's coming. Yeah, that's all right. We'll leave it a little bit dirty like that. I'll just put a little bit down the side of the cheek protectors there. Put on his belt. There we go. Beautiful. Let's come off the blue tack again. At least I didn't drop the miniature this week. Yes, I think it's time to change the blue tack. I think it's tacked its last, some of this. So he's going to be ready for his shield next. To be honest, I was hoping to get the fancy pants bits done on tonight as well. Like the I was going to go around the bottom of their tunics and put some stripes and that on. So we'll see how I feel after I put this on. It's been quite a long day. The old eyeballs are getting a bit dusty, to say the least. So I want it to almost pull up a bit on the spears. Ahoy! So we're just laying down some of the, this was the soft tone, which is I don't know why the camera keeps deciding to dip slightly in dark colour. So you missed us doing the eyeballs. So we've done the eyeballs now, and we're just putting on some. This brown is the soft brown, so it's not quite a bit lighter than the Agrax, as it were. And it's going to take some of the bright. That yellow really glows up on the camera. It's not actually that bright, but we put this soft tone over it, and we're just hitting all the brown areas just to give them a bit more shadow. I mean, timestamp, it's about 2 hours 30 we started the eyeballs. If you want to see the eyeballing, so say 2 hours 40 minutes we're on, and we're just getting to the point where we're pretty much done for tabletop standard, I think. I would personally do some fancy lines around the bottom of the tunic. I'll probably do those tomorrow, due to the fact that I've just sat here for 2 hours 40 minutes painting these. Always slows you a bit down on camera, as you know. But for 8 miniatures, shields won't take long because they're fairly basic designs on the shields. But I'll do them tomorrow and get these pictures up on, I'll get them in the light box, get them on social media. Yeah, if you find us on Facebook and X, and then you can, once I've got these finished and lacquered, you can see what else I've done to them. I'll probably do, obviously I'll do the shields, and I probably do some fancy work up around the bottom of the tabards. But we're letting this medium gather up on the halves of the spears, and it kind of make it look I like painting shields. You've seen the any of the sword point books, but if you look at the 100-Year War one, I did both armies and painted all the shields. That was quite good fun. Yeah, so we're letting that medium almost coffee stain the yellow, so it will look like there's a bit of grain in there without actually painting any. Yeah, these are the shields, they're the buckler size ones, so they'll be cool. So yeah, I don't know why the camera's also decided to throw darkness into the equation. But there we go. Let's have a quick look at these. So when the tone dries, I'll probably highlight the white bits out with a bit of bring that a beige, which is a off-white. And I'll do some just lines, basic lines. Let's show you on this one what I'll do. So this kind of affair, just to make it a bit more interesting. Just grab some different colours. Or you can go thicker and that, do patterns inside. Something as simple as doing that, I think really changes the I'm going thicker so when it's dry I can paint inside that. I mean, unfortunately this Kalinsky one has, the point has abandoned it, but it's still a usable brush. Just not for this fine work anymore. But I thought it might be just the right thickness for that line. There we go. Let's have a look what else we got. Yeah, so tomorrow I'll do the shields. I'll highlight this white out and do a few cool lines around. If these were the half guard or the warlord, I'd be highlighting everything out, but we've done some cheaty highlights on these. Let's say 2 3/4 hours we've been doing this for eight miniatures. It's gonna take us what, half an hour to do the shields and fighting around. So you're talking about just over 3 hours, 3 1/4 hours for 8 miniatures. I think that's going to get your Saga warband on the table pretty quick. Right, I think that's me done for tonight. Very nice to meet you. Dream big, build small. I shall be checking out your channel and subscribing in a minute. Anyone watching back tomorrow, I suggest you do the same. Check him out, drop him a subscribe, show him some love. Thank you for joining me, guys. talking about subscriptions, if you're not subscribed, as Rich said earlier, we're only 40 away from the big 1,000. So there will be a giveaway once we work out how to do it. Next week, don't forget, I'll be on a Thursday because we're doing Attack in Devices. We're doing the show. I'll try and do some video from the show as well, but I might be a bit busy. Thanks for joining me, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, hit notification. Find us on Facebook, X, and Blue Sky. And yeah, have a great weekend. And I might see you tomorrow. If not, you might see a new video tomorrow. Cheers then, guys, and night. And I'm out. Oh, look, a quick look at our paint racks. There we go. Alrighty. Night.